Hey everybody, welcome. We're going to talk about Jonah because I feel like I am a Jonah, and I feel like a lot of us can relate to Jonah and what he did and the consequences he faced, and how the Lord still came through and turned everything around for good. So, we're going to just read Jonah chapter 1 and then talk about it. Let's go. The word of the Lord came to Jonah, son of Amittai. Go to the great city of Nineveh and preach against it, because its wickedness has come up before me. The Lord is asking Jonah, go up to your enemy's land and preach against it, warn them because of all the evil that is happening. Jonah does not like that because the people of Nineveh were enemies of his people, and so going to Nineveh and preaching and warning them was not something he was happy to do or excited to do. Verse 3, but Jonah ran away from the Lord and headed for Tarshish. He went down to Joppa, where he found a ship bound for that port. After paying the fare, he went aboard and sailed for Tarshish to flee from the Lord. He does the exact opposite of what God asks him to do. And I feel like I have been in that situation, because the Lord is asking me, or like some of us, to do hard things, and we're just afraid to do it, or we're not ready to do it, or we're not comfortable in doing it, and that's why we just go the other way. Verse 4, then the Lord sent a great wind on the sea, and such a violent storm arose that ship threatened to break up. All the sailors were afraid, and each cried out to his own God, and they threw the cargo into the sea to lighten the ship. But okay, so something about that verse is, when we disobey God, we face the consequences for it, and sometimes it's not just us that face that consequence. It's the people around us that might end up facing that consequence too, which is not a good thing, and it's not a good place to be at. But Jonah had gone down below deck, where he lay down and fell into a deep sleep. Jonah was still able to sleep at night after disobeying God, and I feel like a lot of us are in that situation, and I definitely was, because I was able to sleep well enough and wake up the next day and go about my day, while the Lord has asked me to do something and I am avoiding it, and I'm not ready for it. I don't want to listen, which is a dangerous thing, because I don't want to be comfortable disobeying God. Then the sailors said to each other, come, let us cast lots to find out who is responsible for this calamity. They cast lots, and the lot fell on Jonah. So they asked him, tell us who is responsible for making all this trouble for us. What kind of work do you do? Where do you come from? What is your country? From what people are you? So they find out it's Jonah's fault, and they want to know what they can do to help. They want to know why this is happening. And he answered, I am a Hebrew, and I worship the Lord, the God of heaven, who made the sea and the dry land. This terrified them, and they asked, what have you done? They knew he was running away from the Lord, because he had already told them so. So he tells the people on the boat that I am a Hebrew. I worship the Lord, the God of heaven, earth, land, and sea. And they're scared, because what could someone have done that was so bad for God to bring about a storm that quite literally could have killed them? That is scary. And they ask, sea was getting rougher and rougher, so they asked him, "What should we do to you to make the sea calm down for us?" And Jonah says this, "Pick me up and throw me into the sea." He replied, "And it will become calm. I know that it is my fault that this great storm has come upon you." So he's giving them the solution. He's saying, you have to throw me out of the boat because there's no other way to go about it. But the men were obviously scared because he just said he worships the Lord, the God of heaven and earth. And if they throw him into the sea, what is God going to do to them? Instead, the men did their best to row back to the land, but they could not, for the sea grew wilder than before. Then they cried out to the Lord, "Please, Lord, do not let us die for taking this man's life. Do not hold us accountable for killing an innocent man, for you, Lord, have done as you pleased." Then they took Jonah and threw him overboard, and the raging sea grew calm. At this, the men greatly feared the Lord, and they offered a sacrifice to the Lord and made vows to him. Wow. It is so insane to see how, even in our disobedience and the wrongs that we do, God is still able to turn it around for good. Like, the people on that boat, they throw him out, and the sea grows calm, and now everybody on the boat basically got saved. Now they fear the Lord, they've offered sacrifices and made vows to the Lord. All these people on the boat worship different gods until the day that Jonah decided to show up on that boat, one he was not supposed to be on. But yet, God turned it around for good. He turned it right side up. Even though Jonah is now out in sea, and we'll get into chapter 2 in the next video, but just in the end of chapter 1, God is like, I still can change things around for good. And I think that's just the beauty of the Lord, of His grace and His kindness. Like, no matter how far we run away, and we will have to face consequences for our disobedience and our actions, but God is still so sweet, and He loves us that much to still want us and to still like protect us, and He still turns everything around for His good, for our good, and for everybody's good. And that's the best news, the best gift you could ever receive.